Hello guys, and welcome back to another one with us, the Review Bros, and today we're going to be reviewing Sharp Coffee by Apollon Nutrition, which is basically coffee but with a spin on it. The name Sharp gives it away a little bit, and we'll obviously cover it as we go through those usuals: taste, price, label and effects. Will it be your next coffee? And if you are new here and you do like our videos, please do like the video, hit the sub button, tick the bell icon, so we drop about 3 reviews a week. But today, let's get into this one. Okay, we're into taste and mixability. This is quite an important element because obviously you want your coffee to taste pretty good. Although if you're a coffee lover, I do think you're going to like coffee in general. You're not going to be that picky, and I do like coffee, hence why I'm excited to do this review. So, 7 grams serving amount. They do give you a scooper in the bag, so that's always good to see. It does look a bit funny in the bag actually. Let me quickly show you that before I drink it. So it doesn't look like your typical coffee, but then it isn't your typical coffee, is it? It's kind of sandy. That's the best way I can explain it. And it doesn't even really smell like coffee. There is a hint of coffee smell to it, but you wouldn't necessarily be like, that's coffee if you smell it. So there are some differences, but I will say once you do pour it in your mug and give it a stir and all the rest of it, it does come out looking just like normal coffee. I don't know if you can see that at all. I don't really want to spill it, but let's give it a sip. Do you know what? I'm always surprised by this because it does taste really good for what it is. Like, I was expecting it to taste quite nasty, considering they've got a few different bits and pieces in there. Don't get me wrong, it's not on the level of a coffee that you're going to get in the high street from like a Cafe Nero, a Starbucks, Costa Coffee, or even a normal branded instant coffee that you'd have in your kitchen. But it is surprisingly good still, and I do thoroughly enjoy it. And I'm almost not wanting to drink normal coffees anymore since getting this, but I do have to be a bit careful, and you'll see why when we get into a label. But anyway, let's give, I don't know, it's going to be a bit tricky giving a score out of 10, but I'll do it anyway. If I say like a Costa coffee or a Starbucks coffee is 10 out of 10, I'll give you a score on this one. I'll probably still give it like a 7, honestly. It's really not bad. It's enjoyable. So actually I feel like giving it a 7 is almost doing it an injustice, but it's tricky. You'll see what I mean if you buy it. It is still really nice. It just doesn't taste quite as nice as a normal coffee. But honestly guys, it is so close. I don't think your typical coffee lover's really going to care, especially when you see the sorts of effects you'll be getting with this bad boy. But anyway, let's move into the price. Okay, let's talk price. So if you want to pick it up, you'll head over to apollonnutrition.com, where you can use our discount code RB15, we'll knock off 15%. You can pick up this 30 serving bag for $29.70 or 99 cents a go, which is, yes, it would work out more expensive than a normal instant coffee that you'd buy from a supermarket. But then again, I keep saying it, this isn't just a normal coffee, which we'll move more into in the following segments. But if you was, for curiosity's sake, to put it on our pre-workout price scale, it would actually come in at a 9.5 out of 10, where a 5 out of 10 would be considered an average price pre-workout. So it's priced way better than an average pre-workout. Obviously take that with a pinch of salt, it's not a pre-workout, but as I'm sure you'll see, you could easily use it as one. And some people do use coffee as a pre-workout, so I do think there is some importance in saying that. Now, if you are in the UK and you want to grab it, I would just personally Google Apollon Nutrition Sharp Coffee. There are a couple of different retailers that are holding Apollon products at the moment, so I'm sure you'll be able to find it. If not, then apologies. You can order from apollonnutrition.com, but obviously you'll have to be paying the shipping charge if you are overseas. Anyway, so very well priced product for what you're getting, I believe, but let's move into the label and the effects. Okay, we're on to the ingredients panel. So what are we getting in this product? But firstly, I want to read out what's on the back of this because it did make me laugh, and I do think it's worth saying so you can have a bigger understanding of what this is all about. So here we have it. Hopefully I don't butcher this. Coffee is fucking fantastic, it says. Obviously it doesn't actually swear, it's got this little asterisks, but anyway, it's fueled countless civilizations and makes everything in life better, even those abysmal holiday visits with the in-laws. as great as coffee is, it can be made even better. And no, we're not talking about your daily double venti, mocha, frappa, crappuccino crap either. We're talking about making your coffee smarter, sharper, if you will. Sharp Coffee is a revolutionary combination of artisan coffee and clinically substantiated nootropics and brain health supplements to create a superior coffee that tastes great, boosts mood, amplifies focus, enhances productivity and keeps those neurological gears grinding. So if that doesn't sell it to you, the ingredients panel probably will, which we'll move into right now. And it's 100% Colombian coffee. Here we go, supplement fact, 7 grams. Like I said, they do give you a scooper in here. It's a flat scoop that gets you that 7 grams. Probably want to keep your eye on that because you don't want to take too much, because it's not a weak product. Little spoiler alert for you. So anyway, 25 calories, you know, you've got your nutritional facts there. I won't go into all of those because it's not too important. So first up, this is what makes it different, right? We're into the meat and potatoes. So we've got L-tyrosine at a gram, straight away, amino acid responsible for improving your cognitive function, mood, focus levels, just getting your brain geared up and ticking over. With that, we've got alpha GPC, 50%, 600 milligrams, yielding 300 milligrams of actual choline. So obviously it's a choline donor, probably the best source of a choline donor out there that's readily available. Good dose as well, same as the L-tyrosine. Similar in that it's going to obviously upregulate your brain activity, get you focused, and it does also increase athletic performance as well. Then we've got natural caffeine from Coffe Arabica, 250 milligrams, which is straight away way stronger than what you'd get from a normal instant coffee product, isn't it? You know, your Nestle or whatever the brand might be that you've got sitting in your kitchen cupboard. This is probably, I think an instant coffee is somewhere between what, 50 and 100 milligrams of caffeine. So this is easily 2, 3, 4, 5 times stronger than a normal instant coffee. So yeah, it's going to wake you up, it's going to get you moving, it's that main stimulant that we see in all pre-workouts, and yeah, it is a good dose, and I would say it's actually coming onto a pre-workout level dose, which is why I sort of alluded to earlier, you could definitely use this in the gym, more on that in the effects section. Then we've got, wrapping off the label, Cognati-Q, which is a trademarked version, and that is, again, Coffe Arabica Fruit, 100 milligrams. It's derived from coffee, but in a different way to obviously just your normal caffeine. And it's been shown to improve BDNF levels. And I have written this down just in case I forget, but it's brain-derived nootropic factor. So it increases those levels in your brain. Basically, it's increasing your focus, your brain function, speeding up the way you think, and making you more alert. And that obviously ties in with the normal natural caffeine and other bits and pieces in here. So what have we got? We've got ourselves a nice amount of caffeine backed up with nootropics. So that's hence the name, Sharp Coffee. And it does actually say here below, contains average 345 milligrams of caffeine per serving, which I don't know if someone can explain this in the comments, but although it says that 345 milligrams caffeine here, at the bottom there, it says 250 milligrams of caffeine on the label. And from the research I've done, that Cognati-Q one is apparently stimulant free, which I don't really understand, you know. I guess it depends on how it's derived, whether they derive it with the caffeine or without it. But from what I understand, it's stimulant free. So maybe they've got a slightly different version here in this one where it does contain the caffeine, hence bumping it up to 345 caffeine. So just be aware it's going to be somewhere between 250 and 345 a scoop, which is definitely taken into pre-workout territory. And that does wrap it up, guys. So without any further ado, let's get into the real world effects. Okay, let's talk real world effects with Sharp Coffee by Apollon Nutrition. And Aaron's not a big coffee lover, well, he straight up doesn't like it. So I've reviewed this one myself, and I'm glad I did because it's a very good product, and here is why. Well, let's start from the beginning. So firstly, I've used it a few times, 3 or 4 times. I've used it working from home and I've used it down the gym, because let's face it, that caffeine amount in this product is definitely enough to see you through a typical gym session, and that it does. But firstly, let's talk about it when I work from home using it, because that's the first time I used it. And I've got to say, I was shocked by the effects. But in my head, I'm thinking, right, I'm just having a normal coffee here. I'm used to how coffee feels. But I took it and it made me alert AF, basically. I was super energetic. my brain, I could literally feel the brain fog clearing from my mind. And I know that sounds quite cliche to say, but I promise you that's the feeling it gave me. Just a sense of clarity, focus come over me, and suddenly I was steaming through my work. And I'd say the energy levels last a good 2 to 3 hours. Obviously there's nothing to necessarily extend the life of this in terms of the stimulants, but on their own as they are, they do last a good, like I say, 2 to 3 hours, and you're laughing. There's no crash on the back end of it, and I do believe that's down to the fact that there's nootropics in it. So whilst you might feel the energy levels dwindling after it leaves your system, your mind continues on. So you don't, like I said, there's no type of crash with it. There's also no negatives to it whilst I'm on the subject. There's no appetite suppression, you know, there's no keeping you up all night. Obviously that's person dependent, I'm talking about myself personally. Yeah, there's no nastiness, there's no jitters, nothing like that. And the energy and focus that it gives you feels different to a pre-workout. It feels healthier, it feels more natural, it feels less abrupt, but it's still very, very much noticeable. And guys, honestly, I'll say it is very comparable to a pre-workout, a typical pre-workout off the shelf.
Savage pumps in the gym and the bedroom. Wolf pump.
It really is on that level. So that leads me on to the main benefit of this, I would say, is the versatility of the product, and for coffee lovers all around really. But you can use it for working, for studying, and you can use it for the gym. And if you're going to use it for the gym and you're thinking, oh, but there's no pump ingredients in this, well, simply take it of a non-stim pre, or even better, take it of a non-stim capsule supplement. You know, like obviously Apollon do bloody hell. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, if you've seen our review, but that's their pump product that comes in the form of capsules. So I would be happy, in fact I'm probably going to do this at some point, to take a serving of this with a couple of their pump capsules, because I think that would make for a really interesting gym session. So yeah, working from home, very much on the ball, very productive. Down the gym, like I said, feels like you've just taken a typical pre-workout with that amount of caffeine. You do feel the focus there, the brain fog goes, you feel on the ball. Obviously there's no crazy euphoria to it or nothing like that. It's not getting into those levels, but I would actually say that it's probably too strong for beginners in terms of taking it at the recommended serving amount. So I would say if you're new to pre-workouts and things of that nature, definitely start on a half serving and then go up to the full 7 grams. So yeah, guys, I think that really is all there is to say, and I'm just going to wrap off with saying I think it's a fantastic product. I think it's worth the price. I don't really see how they could necessarily improve it, especially whilst keeping the price reasonable. I think for coffee lovers, it's a no-brainer. I think for people that are on a budget, it's a no-brainer. I think for people that want something that's going to tick 2 different boxes, i.e. you can use it for studying and working and the gym, I just think, like, if you like coffee, just buy it. You know, it's as simple as that. And I do think that moving forward, I'm going to struggle to have normal cups of coffee when I know that this is in my cupboard. So I'm probably going to end up getting through this bag quite quick, which is probably going to be tough for me, because if I'm taking over 300 milligrams of caffeine in this, then I'm probably not going to be able to take my pre-workout for training as well. So yeah, I will have to be a bit responsible when using it, but it is that good. It is that good. You're not going to want to use, you know, take your normal coffees when you've got this. But yeah, for the risk of waffling much more, I will say it definitely falls into our buy it category on the channel. So if you're in the market for something along these lines, buy it. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't buy it unless you straight up just don't like coffee. So yeah, I think that does wrap it up, guys. Let us know if you've used it or anything similar down below. Let us know if you'd pick it up. You know, let us know what else you want to see us review on the channel, all the usuals. And as always, stay stimmed. And you will.